success principle number 7 tonight, which is unleash the power of goal setting. Now, this helps you render your vision practical. Setting goals activates both the conscious and the subconscious mind to figure out what needs to happen to make your goal a reality. Assigning each goal a clear deadline activates the law of attraction, and you will begin to attract the resources necessary to accomplish the goals. Now, as the law of attraction states, whatever you think about, talk about, fantasize about, or give your attention to, you're going to attract more of into your life. It's a universal law, and it works as often as gravity does, which is always. Well, in this principle, the concepts we will be covering is high achievers set goals, affirmations, and breakthrough goals. This module teaches us the defining characteristics that set high achievers apart from ordinary people. High achievers set goals, and they proactively pursue the achievement of those goals. By teaching this goal-setting principle, this will help us learn a powerful way to take 100% responsibility for your life by planning your future through the setting of breakthrough goals. Another reason visions don't become realized is that they are not turned into specific goals and objectives. Once you know your life purpose, determine your vision, and clarify what your true needs and desires are, you have to convert them into specific, measurable goals and objectives, and then act on them with the certainty that you will achieve them. Experts on the science of success know the brain is a goal-seeking organ. Whatever goals you give to your subconscious mind, it will work night and day to achieve them. The objective of today's lesson is for you to learn how to state your life goals in definitive statements. You also learn to train your brain through affirmations to continually seek ways to achieve your stated goals. Now, as we said before, high achievers set goals and objectives. Now that you have learned the importance of taking 100% responsibility, getting clear and cleaning up your messes and incompletes, you can begin to pursue your vision by creating clear, measurable, and specific goals. The key aspect of goal setting is how much by when. High achievers set goals. Consider this. Why people do not set goals? Well, number one, they were not taught or modeled how to set goals by their parents or teachers. Number two, these were never taught in school. Number three, they were possibly discouraged or teased when they set goals. Number four, they were never given instructions on how to set goals. Number five, fear of rejection. And number six, fear of failure. Well, our next question is, what makes a goal a reality? Well, number one, it has to be specific and measurable. Number two, it has to be believable to you. Number three, it should be communicated to others. Number four, it has a time limit. And number five, internal and external roadblocks have to be accepted as a natural part of the journey and dealt with positively. Our next question is, what supports a goal becoming a reality? Well, first is visualization, which keeps a goal front of mind. Next is affirmations. Present tense affirmations will help create an image of the desired results. Of course, goals need to be written down. They need to be reviewed regularly, even with the progress report. So repetition, written down and posted where you can see and review them regularly. Share your goals. By sharing goals, you clarify your vision and state them openly. Now, let's talk about considerations, obstacles, roadblocks, and fears. Well, these help you to plan and stay on track. An idea about what might get in the way. There are two types of goals. There's the process goals and the results goals. Well, results goals is the end result of what you want to achieve, and a process goal is what you will do to get your result goal. For example, result goal may be to weigh a certain amount by December 31st, 2019. The process goal will be, I will exercise a minimum of 1 hour a day, 5 times a week. I will follow a clearly designed meal plan 6 days a week with 1 cheat day each week. Well, let's talk about considerations, fears, and roadblocks. Because it's important to understand that as soon as you set a goal, 3 things are going to emerge that stop most people. But of course, not you. If you know that these 3 things are simply part of the process, then you can treat them as what they are, just things to handle, rather than letting them stop you. These 3 obstacles to success are considerations, fears, and roadblocks. Think about it. As soon as you say you want to double your income next year, within moments, considerations such as, I'll have to work twice as hard, or I won't have time for my family, or my wife's going to kill me begin to emerge. You might have thoughts such as, my territory is maxed out. I can't see how I could possibly get the buyers on my current route to buy any more product from me. If you say you're going to run a marathon, you might hear a voice in your head say, you could get hurt. You'll have to get up 2 hours earlier every day. Or it might even suggest that you're too old to start running. These thoughts are called considerations. They are all the reasons why you shouldn't attempt the goal, all the reasons why it is impossible to achieve. But surfacing these considerations is a good thing. They have been there in your subconscious mind, stopping you all along. Now that you have brought them into your conscious awareness, you can deal with them, confront them, and move past them. Fears, on the other hand, are feelings. You may experience a fear of rejection, a fear of failure, or a fear of making a fool of yourself. You might be afraid of getting physically or emotionally hurt. You might be afraid that you will lose all the money you have already saved. These fears are not unusual. They are just part of the process. Knowing that in advance will help you move through them. Finally, you'll become aware of roadblocks. These are purely external circumstances, well beyond just thoughts and feelings in your head. A roadblock may be that nobody wants to join you on your project. A roadblock might be that you don't have all the money you need to move forward. Perhaps you need other investors. Roadblocks might be that your state or national government has rules or laws that prohibit what you want to do. Maybe you need to petition the government to change the rules. Well, mastery is the goal. You want to set a goal that is big enough that in the process of achieving it, you become someone worth becoming. That's a quote from Jim Rohn, who was a self-made millionaire, success coach, and philosopher. Of course, the ultimate benefit of overcoming these considerations, fears, and roadblocks is not the material rewards that you enjoy, but the personal development that you achieve in the process. Money, cars, houses, boats, attractive spouses, power, and fame can all be taken away, sometimes in the blink of an eye. But what can never be taken away is who you have become in the process of achieving your goal. To achieve a big goal, you're going to have to become a bigger person. You're going to have to develop new skills, new attitudes, and new capabilities. You are going to have to stretch yourself, and in so doing, you will be stretched forever. You can lose the material things, but you can never lose your mastery, what you learn, and who you become in the process of achieving your goals. I believe that part of what we're on earth to do is become masters of many skills. Christ was a spiritual master who turned water into wine, who healed people, who walked on water, and who calmed storms. He said that you and I too could do all these things and more. We definitely have the potential. Well, we must set measurable objectives for every aspect of your vision. The first thing we're going to do is set measurable goals. For each one, write down your goal in a way that is measurable so that if someone outside were observing you, they would know you had accomplished the goal. An objective is something that you want, which is measurable by you and someone else. A goal is short, specific, and measurable, and has a time limit or a date by when. I would like to own a nice home on the ocean someday. That's a desire, but it's not yet stated as a goal, which would include how much and by when. Let's look at some examples. Person A would state, I'd like to have a winter home. That's a desire. Person B puts it in a goal form and states, I will own a 2-bedroom beachfront villa on the west coast of Maui, Hawaii by January 1st, 2021 at noon. Another example, I'd like to make a difference in education in Mexico is a desire. The goal would be, I will conduct a 1-day self-esteem workshop for 30 teachers in Osaka, Mexico by 5 p.m. January 30th, 2021. Another example of a desire is that I'd like to increase my income. But putting that in a goal form would be, I will earn $300,000 by 5 p.m. December the 31st, 2020. Let's look at another example. A desire would be, we'd like to reduce staff turnover. A goal would be, we will reduce staff turnover to 15% a year by August the 16th, 2020 at 5 p.m. Another example is, I'd like to spend more time with my wife. That is a desire. A goal would be, I will take 3 long weekend vacations and 1 2-week vacations with my wife by July 1st, 2020 at 5 p.m. Let's look at one more. A desire would be stated, I'm going to lose weight and get fit. But a goal would be, I will weigh 185 pounds, complete a 10K run by June the 1st, 2020. As you can see, you must be specific. You must write measurable objectives for every aspect of your vision. Let me share a quick idea with you that can help you build momentum to achieving results beyond what you may initially think is possible. It's called MTO, minimum, target, outrageous. Whenever you set a goal, set a minimum goal, but also keep in mind a target and outrageous, such as the minimum goal would be, I will own a 2,000 square foot house in Santa Barbara, California by noon, April 30th, 2020. The target goal would be, I will own a 3,000 square foot house in Santa Barbara, California by noon, April 30th, 2020. And the outrageous goal would be, I will own a 6,000 square foot house in Santa Barbara, California by noon, April 30th, 2020. Another example of this is where a minimum goal would be, I would have a tiny wine cooler in my kitchen by January 30th, 2020. The target goal would be, I would have a full-size wine refrigerator in my home by January 30th, 2020. And the outrageous goal, I will have a complete wine cellar in my home by June the 15th, 2020. An outrageous goal is something that would just blow your mind if you achieved it. Something that feels like, well, I can never do that. The idea is that you are almost guaranteed to reach your minimum. Your minimum gets results, and you no longer feel like you can't do it. Your target is within your capabilities, and then you have your outrageous goal. You see, what happens is that most people will start with the minimum, and then they get motivated and strive for the target and outrageous. This system helps you build momentum. Have you ever had the experience where you say, well, I'm just going to clean up the kitchen a little, and the next thing you know, that you've cleaned the entire kitchen, even waxed the floor. It was just a matter of getting started. So this would be a good time if you like to take a few minutes to write down at least 2 goals. I'd like for you to pick one personal goal and one health goal or professional goal to start. And also, hopefully you looked at the 21 things that you committed to last session. Well, for each one of those, you need to write down your goal in a way that is measurable so that if someone outside were observing you, they would know you had accomplished some goals. Now, let me show you the difference between a good idea and a goal. Now, when there are no criteria for measurements, it is simply something you want, a wish, a preference, a good idea. To engage your subconscious mind, a goal or objective has to be measurable. Here are a few examples to give you more clarity. The good idea would be, I would like to own a nice home on the ocean. The goal would be, I will own a 4,000 square foot house on Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu, California by noon, April 30th, 2017. Another example of a good idea is I want to lose weight. But a goal would be, I will weigh 185 pounds by 5 p.m., January 1st, 2020. Another example of a good idea is, I need to treat my employees better. But the goal would be, I will acknowledge a minimum of 6 employees for their contribution to the department by 5 p.m. this Friday. You must list each goal with how much and a date of completion. Well, let's talk about BHAG. That stands for Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. Set a goal that is big enough so that in the process of achieving it, you will become someone worth becoming. And learning about goals, it's important to make the distinguish between short-term goals and a breakthrough goal, or what may be called a big, hairy, audacious goal. Both are important types of goals to set and achieve. Smaller goals help you advance little by little toward achievement of your breakthrough goal. Goal setting is a powerful success tool, but most goals that we set are near-term goals that only help us progress by degrees. Setting a life-changing goal, on the other hand, then working every day to achieve it, can up-level every aspect of our life. Whether it's a profound career move, or a major personal improvement, or landing a major business deal, a breakthrough goal permanently changes our life and permanently changes who we are as individuals. Well, our objective here is to learn what a breakthrough goal is and to identify a breakthrough goal for your life. So, how do you create a breakthrough goal? While goal setting is an important step to becoming more successful, most of the goals we set focus on improving our life in the moment, such as get the house painted, or finish my sales report, or clean out the laundry room, or maybe lose 20 pounds. But what if instead you focused on a single goal that would up-level everything you do, from your career to your acquaintances, to your income, to your lifestyle? Wouldn't that be a goal worth pursuing with passion? Wouldn't that be something to focus on a little each day until you achieve it? Think about it. If you were an independent sales professional and you knew you could get a better territory, a substantial bonus commission, maybe even a promotion once you landed a certain number of customers, wouldn't you work day and night to achieve the goal? And if you were the coach of a football team whose typical strategy was to gain 4 yards on every play, what if your players instead worked toward completing a breakthrough 60-yard pass? If you are a stay-at-home mom whose entire lifestyle and finances would change by earning an extra $1,000 a month, wouldn't you pursue every possible opportunity until you achieve that goal? That's what we mean by a breakthrough goal. Something that changes your life, brings you new opportunities, gets you in front of the right people, and up-levels every activity, relationship, or group you're involved in. What might your single breakthrough goal be? Let's think about this exercise. Whether you believe you can achieve it or not, what one single goal in your career, business, lifestyle, or relationship will quantum leap you to the next level? We'll have an example here. This is from Jack Canfield, my mentor and the editor of the Success Principles in the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. He stated that he wanted to sell 10,000 copies of the Train the Trainer home study course as the first step in creating 1 million teachers and trainers of the Success Principles around the world in 2 years or less. He then sat down to visualize how his life would change as a result of accomplishing this goal, what he would be doing, seeing, and feeling. Well, he felt that the Canfield Training Group would then have all the resources, both financial and personnel, it needed to operate as a world-class business. He would then have the satisfaction of having created an international community of trainers that could come together on a regular basis to network, share, and co-create new approaches to the work. This would then allow him to focus his work more on one major initiative with intention and laser focus. Well, Andrew Carnegie said, if you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hope. Now, if you remember from our last session, we talked about the vision exercise, and we covered 7 categories. We talked about number one, business, job, and careers. Number two was financial, which included income, profit, cash flow, net worth, investments. And then number three was relationships. Number four was health and fitness. Number five was fun time and recreation. That included fun, vacations, travels, hobbies, recreation, sports. Number six was personal, such as possessions, education, spiritual growth, personal development, or experiences that you want. And number seven was your contribution and legacy. That would include philanthropic activity, volunteer work, or community impact work. Well, let's talk about creating affirmations. For every goal you have, you want to have an affirmation that affirms having that goal in the present tense. Let's review the guidelines for creating affirmations. This is also in your workbook. One way to stretch your comfort zone is to bombard your subconscious mind with new thoughts and images of a big bank account, a trim and healthy body, exciting work, interesting friends, memorable vacations of all your goals as already complete. The technique you use to do this is called affirmations. An affirmation is a statement that describes a goal in its already completed state, such as, I'm enjoying watching the sunset from the lanai of my beautiful beachfront condo on the Kanapali coast of Maui. Or, I am celebrating feeling light and alive at my perfect body weight of 135. Well, I'm going to go over the 9 guidelines for creating an affirmation. The purpose of an affirmation is that you are going to declare something as if it was already true, but is not manifested in reality yet. What that does is create in the brain a dynamic tension that results in motivation. All motivation comes from having a picture of something that you want in your head that you have not yet created in reality. The purpose of an affirmation is to create and maintain this tension to create motivation. Let's review these 9 guidelines for creating effective affirmations. You can find these also in the Success Principle on pages 75 through 77. Number 1, you should start with the word I am. Number 2, use the present tense. Number 3, state it in the positive. Affirm what you want, not what you don't want. Number 4, keep it brief. Number 5, make it specific. Number 6, include an action word ending with ing. Number 7, include at least one dynamic emotion or feeling words. Number 8, make affirmations for yourself, not others. And number 9, add the words or something better. So, the first guideline is, your affirmation needs to start with the words I am. For example, I am driving my new Porsche Carrera down State Street. The second one is use the present tense. You never say, I am going to, always use the present. The third is state it in the positive. By that, I mean affirm what you want, not what you don't want. Number 4 is keep it brief. Imagine that every word in your affirmation costs $1,000 and you could pull out 2 words and you could save $2,000. What would you pull out? Number 5, make it specific. Number 6, include an action word that ends in ing. For example, I am driving, I am celebrating, I am living. Number 7 is include at least one dynamic feeling word. For example, ecstatically, joyfully, proudly. The reason we want things is because of the way we think they're going to make us feel. You wouldn't say, I am remodeling my house. You would say, I'm celebrating my newly remodeled house. You wouldn't say, I'm losing weight. You would say, I'm feeling alive at 135, or I'm feeling fine at 139. You can have fun with these. The unconscious responds to emotion and humor. Number 8 is to make them for yourself and not others. And number 9 is to add the words or something better. When you add the words or something better, it opens up opportunity. Say, it would be a good time if you have some affirmations, we could review them now. However, you want to eventually write one affirmation for each goal that you have, so that when you have them written, you could start stating them. Have you written any goals that you have ready that you'd like to share? Well, then let's go through this, and next week we can go over your affirmations. Our next concept is release the brakes with visualization. What happens inside your mind when you start to turn your visions into specific, measurable goals? What you want to do every day is read through your affirmations at least 2 times. Once in the morning when you first get up, and then again at night before you retire. To get the most power out of your goals and affirmations, stop after each affirmation, close your eyes, and see the goals as it would look as if you had already achieved it. Create an ideal scene for each of your goals. Well, we need to review the 6 points covered under the sections, How to Use Affirmations and Visualization, on page 78 of the Success Principles. Number 1, you should review your affirmations 1 to 3 times a day. The best times are first thing in the morning, in the middle of the day, to refocus yourself, and around bedtime. Number 2, if appropriate, read each affirmation out loud. Number 3, close your eyes and visualize yourself as the affirmation describes. See it as if you were looking out at the scene from inside of yourself. In other words, don't see yourself standing out there in the scene. See the scene looking out through your eyes as if you were actually living it. Number 4, hear any sounds you might hear when you successfully achieve what your affirmation describes. The sound of the surf, the roar of the crowd, the playing of the national anthem. Include other important people in your life congratulating you and telling you how pleased they are with your success. Number 5, feel the feelings that you will feel when you achieve that success. The stronger the feelings, the more powerful the process. If you have difficulty creating the feelings, you can affirm, I am enjoying easily creating powerful feelings in my effective work with affirmation. Number 6, say your affirmations again, and then repeat this process with the next affirmation. So, here's the next piece of this. What you want to do every day, the discipline that grows out of this, is to put your affirmations into some kind of format so that you'll be able to easily read them every morning and every night before you go to bed. This can, so you can put one affirmation each on a 3x5 index card, or it could be typed up really nicely and laminated, or put into a page projector. Now, some people tape them to the refrigerator. You can put them on a pop-up screen on your computer. The idea is you want to keep them constantly in your face, because the biggest problem is that people don't stay focused on what it is they want to create. They become reactive rather than proactive. So basically, this process of reading through your affirmations every day brings them to the forefront of your consciousness. Then the next step we're going to take is to read your affirmations, then close your eyes, and then visualize the results. Because right now, you may have an image of what it looks like to go to the gym, but you may not have an image of what your new house looks like. So you need to create that. The one for losing weight, you might have a picture of you at the weight you want to be, or fitting into a size 8 or 6 dress, or completing a half marathon. Or you might just want to imagine looking at the scale and seeing 125 or 140 or 165, whatever your ideal weight is showing on the scale. So what we could do is read some affirmations if anyone has them presently. If not, then we could go over them at our next session. However, you must brainstorm action steps and record them in your journal. Now, Jack Canfield, the co-author of The Success Principle, and my mentor, tells about a friend of his by the name of John Assaraf, who's also the author of a book called The Street Kid's Guide to Having It All. He makes several $1 million a year, and every morning he spends about 30 minutes with his list of affirmations, literally running around the house, screaming, jumping up and down, and getting really emotional about it. He claims it's one of his crucial disciplines of success. If you remember the tragedy of 9/11, most of you remember exactly what happened, where you were, who you were with, what you were wearing, and what was going on, and even what you did for the next several hours. The reason you do this is because when you have high emotional attachment to a memory, you'll remember that forever, because your brain actually secretes more proteins when you experience strong emotions, which actually supports the growth of more dendrite spiny protuberances at the ends of the neurons of your brain, which strengthens the neuronal pathways for those memories to re-emerge. John's students, his businessmen and women who he's teaching these techniques to, all are doubling and tripling their income within several months. So the way you reprogram your brain for success is to repeat your affirmations along with the visualization and emotions. I would encourage you to add the emotional component, and remember, this needs to be a daily practice to reprogram yourself for success. So you can write your affirmations and you can share them with a photo with you saying them on a Facebook group. You can do a live video stating your affirmations. Or perhaps you just want to put them on a 3x5 index card and show them to us. You could also create a vision board and share your board in our Facebook group if you're comfortable. But you must read your affirmations at least twice a day, every day. Now, for the next session, we'll need you to read chapter 13, which is Take Action, and chapter 20, which is to commit to constant and never-ending improvement. Well, thank you for attending, and if you have any questions or would like to have any other discussions, send me an email to drscotton, that's Dr. Scotton @gmail.com, or inbox me on Facebook. Thanks for attending. We'll see you next week.